Okay, so I think we're live now. So, again, as always, please give me a sec to post on social media before we start, because we want to announce to the people of the internet, right? So they can join us today. So I just posted about it, and let me just double check that everything looks alright. And let me just reload this page, and I think we're live and we're good to go. So yep, we're good to go. Everything looks okay, so let's start. So where did we left? Let me check some notes here to check where did we left. Okay, just let me check for a quick sec how this sounds. Okay, just let me check for a quick sec. Okay, I'm gonna turn off a fan I have, because I think it's disturbing noise, causing some noise. So let's start now. Okay, so where did we left? We were doing some research on agentic technologies that we could use to define our core AI layer. I've explored different ones. I think I ended a stream yesterday being a little biased towards LangChain, and today I've given it some thought, and LangChain sounds like the way to go. But I'm just gonna skim really quickly on these other technologies, just to check out that I'm not missing anything. So let me just um, remember quickly the technologies we had. Okay, so I discarded OpenAI function, and because it was like unlimited only to the way that OpenAI models work, so I discarded this. I also discarded Claude and the MCP protocol, because uh, proprietary, well, not proprietary, but only Claude is like made for it, or the idea is that the MCP is actually only, or Claude is the only MCP compatible LLM. So it wouldn't make much sense if I try to build like an API layer for it. So um, that's something, right? Let me check something very quickly. Okay, sounds okay. Okay, and so I wanted to check out AutoGen, CrewAI, and this Hugging GPT, because I don't know if this is like a framework or it's like a final product. So let me just give a quick read on AutoGen. So let me open this GitHub repo and this Microsoft site. By the way, I'm a little sick, so if I cough and it sounds like uh, not so, um, doesn't matter. Anyways, AutoGen. Um, okay, so it says it's a framework for building AI agents and applications. So again, it is a framework. Okay, so it's not a full-blown application. It's from Microsoft, as I see in the URL. It says Agentic 1 CLI. Okay, so it has a console-based multi-agent assistant for web. Okay, so I think this is like products. Agentic 1 is a generalist multi-agent system built on AutoGen Agent Chat. Not interested. So, anyways, uh, Studio, an app for prototyping and managing agents without writing code, built on AutoGen Studio. Okay, okay, I've heard about this AutoGen Studio. Okay, yes, okay. So actually, I've heard enough of this to the point where I some time ago discussed it with a peer at my job. AutoGen Studio, yes, it's like a no-code solution to create like these agents. So yeah, um, I think it's yeah, oof, yeah, it's really interesting. But I'm not gonna get into it because the idea is not to create my own studio for low code or no code programming. Okay, okay. Ignoring this, these are projects that use AutoGen. Then you have AutoGen Core, which is a programming framework for building conversational single and multi-agent applications built on Core, requires Python 3.10 and plus. AutoGen Agent Chat. Again, it's the same idea as LangChain, like the library. Okay. Mm, okay. Then you have that's AutoGen. No, this Agent Chat. Agent Chat is a programming framework for building a conversational single or multi-agent applications. Okay. Then you have AutoGen Core, which is an event-driven programming framework for building scalable multi-agent AI systems. Examples. Okay. Then you have extensions. Uh, so I guess I would need uh, I would want to use AutoGen core to build my thing, or maybe AutoGen agent. Uh, I think this is overwhelming me a little bit because it's telling me about multi-agent and single agent agentic models or agentic AIs, and I don't really need, or I don't know if I need this yet. So I think because of the overwhelming information and like I think it is too much for me, and I'm a bit completely I'm a little biased with LangChain, so I'm just gonna discard AutoGen for now. Maybe we can jump back to AutoGen sometime in the future, but not now. Okay, so again, this is something that happens to me, and I don't know why, but usually readmes, like from GitHub repos, like plain Markdown readmes are easier to navigate or easier to extract information from than these like full blown websites that have like a lot of documentation. At least for like a quick skim, I always prefer readmes to read about like open source projects and any type of like project or library hosted on any Git repo. Uh, so AutoGen is for creating multi-agent AI applications that act autonomously or work alongside humans. Okay, okay, okay. Quick start. You have like a quick start here. Okay, interesting, interesting, but I see a lot of unnecessary things or things that I don't understand. Why use AutoGen? Uh, Too complicated, TLDR, or I don't know what to say, but I just I'm going to discard AutoGen. I might regret this in the future, but not now. Then we had CrewAI, which also had all these boxes marked or checked. Yeah, add something there. And let me read. Oh, so it says framework for orchestrating role-playing autonomous AI agents. Orchestrating. So it's a multi-agent framework. Um, yep, it's a multi-agent framework. It says it's okay. It's written in Python. And it says it's a lean, lightning fast Python framework built entirely from scratch. Okay, it's from scratch, completely independent of LangChain and other agent frameworks. Okay, it says, okay, it empowers the order with both high-level simplicity and precise low-level control. Okay, CrewAI Enterprise Suite. You have also an Enterprise Suite because again, open source projects usually monetize with some kind of cloud platform. So yep, CrewAI Enterprise Suite is a comprehensive. Not interested. It says, what does it say? CrewAI unlocks the true potential of multi-agent automation. And they're telling me all these things about like all this I don't know, like marketing stuff about multi-agent. But again, I'm not sure if I need a multi-agent onto agentic AI. So we might need to jump from LangChain to another solution in the future. But for now, I don't think again this CrewAI technology will help. Okay, so let me just what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm gonna document or list um, continue with our QDD questions. Uh, AI agents. So, what technologies are to available to to create a agent that align with MINA's ideas. Okay, so we have um, LangChain, which is uh, the tech stack that I'm more biased to, and you have CrewAI, and then you have Microsoft's AutoGen. Okay. Um, it says it's a standalone framework built from scratch, independent of LangChain or any other agent framework. It's high performance and optimized for speed and minimal resource usage. It's ideal for every use case, but it doesn't make sense. How can something be ideal for every use case? Okay, so okay, okay. If I'm going to be completely sincere, I'm going to say the following, and is that I woke up today very biased towards LangChain. I don't know why. Maybe it's the like the UI that I very liked it a lot, but uh, I think I think okay. So okay, I'm not gonna read this. Okay, so Hugging GPT, what is this? I'm also gonna write this down because you know, why wouldn't be? Why wouldn't we? I'm gonna write this down. Okay, so the first thing I just saw is that Hugging GPT is a fork from Microsoft Jarvis. And what is Jarvis? from Microsoft. It's a system to connect LLMs with ML community. Okay. The mission of Jarvis is to explore AGI and deliver cutting-edge research to the whole community. I don't understand. What is this? Language serves as an interface of LLMs to connect numerous AI models. I don't understand this. Okay, so this is like another solution of like another people that made like some kind of Jarvis version. Again, it has some CLI mode, radio. Okay, it has some kind of web interface. Wait, okay. um, where do I have like a features section? It doesn't have any feature section. Okay. You know, when you have a lots of disorganized information, the best thing to do is probably ask directly like ChatGPT to summarize it. So let me just ask, what is Microsoft Jarvis project on GitHub, and what are the key features? It says that Microsoft Jarvis project on GitHub officially titled Hugging GPT. Okay, it's a research project. Okay, it's a research project. It's not intended to be a product by itself. Okay. Explores how to use LLMs as general controllers that can route and orchestrate other AI models to solve complex multitasks. It says that I'm reading the version on the right. It says, in short, it's a multimodal agent where an LLM GPT-4 acts as the brain, like Jarvis from Iron Man, and delegates tasks to expert AI models hosted on Hugging Face. Key features of Jarvis: uses ChatGPT like model to understand user instructions, breaks down into subtasks, matches each okay, multimodal. Okay. Okay, so it's not like a product itself, like what we're trying to create. ¿De dónde eres, guapo? No responder. Okay. Okay, so I think this Jarvis version or this Hugging GPT is what we're looking for. So again, I'm discarding this completely, and I guess we can get hands-on with LangChain and do some actual development, because we've been doing some research here and there. But again, the idea of the first draft of the development is not to code or not to program or not to develop like the final product. It's to first develop like a first draft, like a quick MVP POC version of the software, and then we can do some migration and focus more on performance and scalability, let's say. So what options do I have to do this? As of right now, since we have LangChain, again, LangChain offers like a TypeScript and a Python SDK or library, so I could use any of those. I know there's also like adapters like for Go or for Rust or for Java or for for other languages, but the idea is to make this as quick as possible to because it's a proof of value, right? It's a POV, so we want to check out if LangChain is like the right solution, and then after that we can either migrate to a more performance based solution in other languages or in another language, or we could continue with the other layers, either the STT and TTS layer, the speech recognition layer, or the RAG, the retrieval augmented generation layer, which shouldn't be that challenging because LangChain has some kind of adapter for RAG, so it wouldn't make that difficult for the AI to get some proprietary data on it, or some private data, like it could be our file system or whatever proprietary data we can feed it. Okay, so how do we get started with LangChain? I guess the first thing I could do, or I should do, is to set up Python on my computer, because I don't use Python that much, and you know I don't think I don't have it installed, or at least I don't know if I have like the right version installed. I know I have. Let me check again. So let me just open like another one of these, and let's create like let's check. I think Gento. Okay, so I do have Python installed. Let me just make this bigger. You guys can see it. I have 3.12 as my main. I think it's compatible. So yes, let's use that. Let me just like look for like an introduction. Okay, so we can do two things. We can either get our hands dirty and start like, I don't know, like exploring and calling functions from the library, or we can give these a long read. But I'm not the biggest fan of like giving documentation like a whole read and then doing stuff. I'm more of a practical or pragmatic person, so I think we might just start calling functions and see what results do LangChain functions produce. But first, I want to download LangChain, for which I'm going to check its instructions on their GitHub repo. So let me just check on LangChain again. Let me draw first, like, because right now I'm trying to visualize like how we like displayed our problems, and I remember that in the last stream I made like a drawing in Draw.io. So I know I'm a very visual person, so might need to open this flowchart maker and continue making our flow. Okay, so again, this is what we're doing right now. The orange square, we will be touching on or using LangChain. So let me just write it here. Then again, so this is one of the reasons that we'll be using Python, at least for the first draft or the first POC MVP version of the software. And it's the thing is that probably I think, I wish I wasn't right, but I am right, that Python has like the greatest or the largest open source community on AI. So the smartest way or the smartest thing to do is to just simply use Python, at least for the first draft. For example, I know that I could use TypeScript because of the first party or the provided TypeScript library from LangChain, but I don't know if in the future, for example, when I'm developing the speech processing layer, I will be able to use like this same language, in this case TypeScript, and that would mean, let's say I don't studying. Okay, uh, never. I don't never. Or do they? Maybe. Um, what I was saying is that it would be a risk to develop the first draft in something that's not Python, because if when we're developing like the other layers, either the wake up layer or the speech processing layer, uh, we can come up with the big issue that there are no language compatible uh, libraries or implementations. So we would have like two options. We could either, in the future, in that case, we could either make it like each layer as a separate process, as a separate program, let's say, as a separate like actual like binary. In the case we were to make these as binaries, and that wouldn't be like highly efficient because we would have different code bases, and that wouldn't be the best solution, because having different code bases for like a single project and a single developer, that makes it unnecessarily complicated. So that's a no-go. Then the other idea would be like to, I mean, if you have multiple languages, you could do like some binary, like I don't know if some of these languages expose like an ABI, or I think it has another name. The ABI is what C language, the single language expose the application binary interface. But I think since these languages aren't compiled, they can't expose an ABI. They expose some kind of language interface, right? So, uh, okay, the other thing would be that made this like into a microservice architecture, which again unnecessarily complicated, which like microservice called each other via RPC, I guess, because um, what was the meaning of RPC? Remote, remote. I don't know what protocol. Remote call protocol. RPC. Yes, I do know what RPC is. I just don't remember its meaning. Yes, remote procedure protocol. So that would be another option, like have a microservice style of architecture between layers, and have them call like like RPC calls between them. So it wouldn't make much. Um, it would make sense if each layer was enough, like complicated enough. But again, let's say I mean RPC. Okay, I don't know if RPC goes like it's like on top of HTTP. So again, making network layer requests would add latency. So that's a no-go again, because although it's like on the same uh, okay, maybe like a green screen background having that thing, maybe, probably. uh, I got distracted again. What I was saying is I don't remember what I was saying. I was like in flow state. Now I'm lost. I was talking about RPC. I was talking about the RPC calls. So again, RPC calls would be complicated. The multiple microservices or multiple programs or the multiple layers call each other using RPC. Iba- Sí, imagínense. Entonces, o sea, no digo nada mejor. No digo nada. Um, yes, what I was saying. Uh, I don't remember what I was saying. I was talking about MCP, microservice architecture. Yes, I was saying that it wouldn't be great, or it wouldn't be the greatest idea having a microservice architecture cause complexity, a single developer, multi-language that makes it even more complicated. And what more? I guess that's it. I guess that's just not an intelligent thing to do. So I guess yes, we should go for the single language code base approach because easier, simpler, it's easier to maintain, simpler in terms of complexity or function calling. Again, in the future, I would like to develop a more, uh, let's say, like a more performance based or a more performant approach. So, although, like for in terms of the speed of development, it wouldn't be that wise, but in terms of like proficiency or scalability and performance, I would really like to write or rewrite this project in SIG, in this SIG language, because first thing, systems language, second thing, performance, it's almost as performance at C, but again, I'm getting ahead of myself because this is just a first draft initially, what we're doing now. So, my main topic, the first thing that I was talking about, was about yes, what we're gonna do right now. LangChain. How are we going to address LangChain? I wanted to check out this. Okay, I could read or give it like a quick skim on its documentation, or I could just simply ask ChatGPT, so it gives me more like a quicker solution or a quicker tutorial. But I think it would be wiser or it would be more complete if I just simply ask, I mean, read or very quickly skim it's this couple like guides or tutorials. Okay, so it says get started. Familiarize yourself with LangChain process components by building simple applications. If you're looking to get started with chat models, vector source, or other LangChain components from a specific provider, check out the supported integrations. Okay, so I have two options. Mm, I could get this. Okay, okay, okay. So I have like some quick tutorials here. I don't know how quick are they? So there might not be like the way to go, at least on stream, because well, again, I was gonna say like it would be boring for the stream because it's not that interactive. But idea of the stream is to like record like the full process of the learning and the research and the trial and error side of things. So uh, it is what it is. Anyway, uh, yeah, I'm gonna read this. This first, I think I need to install things. So let me skim this. Officially, it says it's split into different packages, which allow you to choose which pieces of functionality to install. Okay, so I can install the pip, the LangChain package using pip. So let me quickly do this again. I will be completely sincere. I haven't written like a full-blown I haven't written like a full-blown Python project in some time actually, so I might be a little lost here. So the thing is that I do use Python. I've used Python for 3-4 years now. But the big thing of Python is that I've never been a fan of building like big complex applications or tools or software or whatever. So I've never taken the time to actually like learn how to structure like big and complex projects, like the whole file structure. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna start with a simple main.py file and then go from there. Again, uh, I've only or my idea or my let's say my the thing that I usually do with Python are like quick little scripts to automate a couple things, like mostly system related. Although I'm a bigger fan of using Bash or shell scripting for system scripts. But again, uh, here the best approach is to use Python. So I guess it's a good opportunity to learn. I mean, not to learn, but to get more familiarized with it. Because the difference between writing like quick little scripts and full blown like software application projects, whatever, it's can be a big difference. So let me create a one of this. Then I remember you could define like a main function. Uh, Again, this is dumb. This is really dumb, but um, let me just try this out. I want to check out if I have everything, even Python installation works. So let me just run this Python thingy. Uh, okay, okay, yes. There is no main function here. There's like an init function, as I remember, but there's no like, I think I just tried to, I think I just tried to make it like a Golang main function as if it was like a Python function or like a Python main function where all the stack calls begin. Okay, I'm too accustomed to Go, I think. Anyways, let's see how do we set up LangChain. Okay, so I pip install LangChain. Okay, it comes with an explanation of its existing package. I want to read this, but first let me download LangChain via pip. Okay, so yes, okay, so I'm using Gento, and like this Gento doesn't like when you install things via pip. Gento like wants you to install things via it's like emerge or the portage, which is Gento's like binary manager or package manager. Okay, so yep. Okay. What I can do is that I can okay, so yep. Again, it makes sense that Gento requires or suggests that because you don't want to break like your whole system just because you downloaded like a Python package, and that's the idea. And one of the reasons why I use Gento as my Linux distribution. So we're gonna hear out what Gento suggests here and use like a virtual environment. Never use virtual environments in Python because again, I only used to use Python for quick little scripts. So let me just ask ChatGPT because again, a thing that I do, and I think it's like really like a really like the best way to use AIs or large language models like ChatGPT is that I don't use like let's say I don't use um, the LLM, the AI, so it can do like the things I need to do. I use it like a search engine, as if it was like Google. So I simply ask everything. I would do some research on Google, but directly to ChatGPT or to Claude or to whatever LLM AI assistant I have, and it's so useful like really, it's like very so useful. Because in the past, when I didn't use, when I was like a hater of using AI for development, because I was a hater, not a hater, but I thought it wouldn't fit my learning journey in most cases. So I didn't used to use like AI for development. But now I've learned that. Wait, when I drink this, I drink a lot of water. So yep. Uh, okay, so what I was saying is that using like GPT, LLMs, AI agents as a research tool uh, is like the best way to do like some research and learning on the like on the same like I don't even know how to explain. Like it's like the best way to use these AI models. I know it's pretty useful because you learn, you get you can easily get results quick and easy without having to do research and I know reading lots of web pages or websites from lots of different sources. So it's like a unified resource where you can find other resources. It's like a unified source of resources. So yep, again, it's known that AI models like ChatGPT can hallucinate and produce wrong, inaccurate responses, but that's why you can always have a fallback and go back into Google and corroborate your results. But yes, I just think it's a great tool for learning and doing research. Again, it's okay. So in this hand, in the first hand, okay, it's good and great for doing research. But on the other hand, doing like research and going through Google links and opening web pages and websites and reading articles and reading Wikipedia articles and reading blogs, that's a skill by itself. I think that's a skill I developed a lot when I didn't used to use AIs for development. Right now, I don't think I'm losing the skill because I do usually do like some research using like plain Google searches. But again, it's like a thing that if you've never done like regular research, like plain Google research or whatever search engine you use, it's like a skill you might miss or you might underdevelop. But yes, what I was going to do, uh, LangChain, no. What was okay? Yes, Python virtual environments. I'm gonna ask this guy to explain me about Python virtual environments because I'm not sure how those work. So, Python virtual, I don't know how to write environments and environments. Okay, so please explain in detail. Always ask. I use prompt with in detail, so it gets more like accurate or more extensive outputs. But yeah, it says. Let's dive into virtual environments as an essential tool for managing dependencies and keeping your project clean, organized, and conflict-free. Okay, it says, what's a Python virtual environment? It says it's an isolated environment that has its own Python interpreted pip and install packages. Okay, sounds good. You know, this thing just like from reading the first sentence, it sounds a lot like installing dev dependencies on on an npm project or a yarn project. So it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Because using like global packages can be like a little troublesome because what if you want like an older version of a package on your project that uses that package globally, and you have another project that uses the same project, like the same library uh, globally, but in another version. So it could be conflicting. So I can see how virtual environments could help. It says separate your system, Python or other projects. I think Okay, so it's like a sandbox where your Python project lives and plays without messing with others. Okay, why you should use one? It says without a virtual environment, inserting requests for project A might break project B. So just what I said, just what I deduced. You pollute your global Python environment, yes. Aware dependencies may create virtual conflict, yes. With a virtual environment, each project has its own dependencies. You can pin package versions and easily reproduce environments. Okay, tools for environments. So you have Venv, Virtual Venv, Conda, Pip Venv, and Poetry. We're gonna use Venv because it's just built in with Python. Again, doesn't matter. It says create a virtual environment. You create a virtual environment by MyEnv. What it says, this creates a MyEnv with a copy of the Python interpreter. Okay, pip and some libraries and scripts to activate them. Then I source. You activate the environment by sourcing some kind of bash script or shell script. Okay, you'll know it's activated when okay, so it's like creating a new shell. Okay, now any people say okay, so it's having like a new shell by itself. Interesting. Okay, interesting. The interesting things out here is that it creates a new shell or like a subshell. So you you actually get like like an isolated sandbox environment, like from a CLI perspective, which I didn't expect. Okay. 2, 3. Freeze dependencies. Pip freeze requirements of text. This file records package versions to recreate the environment later. Okay, so you use the deactivate command to exit out of the environment. Okay, so I would have to add this environment to my git ignore. Again, sounds like a pretty simple way to create environments, and like a pretty Linux, or not Linux, but CLI based approach to creating an environment. So okay, so I see how this could work. So let me see, how do you create like an environment? So like what is okay, Python like M, I don't know what the slash M means. Bam. Okay, so I can create like, what's like a standard for creating environments? Like, what is the standard name for creating a Python Venn environment? So like the naming standard. Okay, name. Okay, so these type of questions are the ones that ChatGPT works best with. It says MyEnv. Okay, I'm gonna use the MyEnv just because it's easier. Okay, so I just created MyEnv. Forgot to create the git ignore file, in which I'm gonna add this. Okay, I'm gonna add this MyEnv thingy. Okay, so okay, so this might sound like really like obsessed with details, but as you can see, I have like this tmux. I use tmux to sessionize my shells, and I usually like to name like each of my tmux windows accordingly. although it's not necessarily, but again, it's just like it gives me like a tick if I don't do it. Okay, let me create a new one of this and create this venv or virtual environment. So I already have my environment, and what I can do to activate is like to source. Let me first explore how my environment looks like. It says it has a binary with an activate command, which is like a shell script, I'm guessing, because it doesn't have like the shebang indicating the bash thing, so I'm guessing it's a shell script. Okay, so what else do I have? Okay, so I have this. I have a library where I have all these Python packages. I don't have any packages installed, but I have lib, which includes Python standard libraries, I guess. Okay. What else do I have? I do have include, which again sounds like the include from C. It sounds like this include library sounds like the include that you can find like in the Linux file system. I don't know why, but it just relates in my head like that. So I guess again, the way to activate an environment was to source this activate binary or activate shell script. So let me source this. Let me go ahead and source bin, no, not bin, but myenv bin and activate. Then I need to source it with a source command. Okay, interesting. I preserve all my git configurations, my not git but my prompt configurations from CSH. Okay, and whenever I want to deactivate this environment, I can simply deactivate. Okay, I like it. Seems simple enough. I like it that it's simple. I like simple stuff. It will detect. Okay. 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 Anyways, I can jump here and I can. What I was reading about LangChain. Now I do know how to. I do know now how to like to have my environment. So in theory, I shouldn't have like any limitations to install LangChain. I'm installing LangChain again. While this installs, I'm going to read about this because it's interesting. It says, while this package as a saying starting point to losing LangChain, much of the value of LangChain comes when integrated with various wallet providers, data stores, etc. I like this thing about LangChain. Like its modularity. I like modularity. And I think my liking of modularity comes from being like an early age user of Linux. So I'm very accustomed like to everything being modular and all this, none of these dependency like issues. So yeah, I'm a very fan of modularity in software and in systems and operating systems and in life in general. Having everything modular and independent of each other usually makes software like pretty easy to work with. In my experience, a list that says by default the dependencies needed to do needed to do that are not installed, you will need to install the dependencies for specific integrators separately, which we show below. So it says ecosystem packages. Okay, with the exception of Langsmith SDK, again, Langsmith, as I remember, was this cloud platform or cloud like product for visibility, which we don't need because MINA is gonna be native, a full native application or software. It will not be a cloud-based application, never. And when I say never, I mean actually never. It says the dependency graph below. I like graphs. The dependency graph below shows how different packages are related. Directed arrow indicates the source package depends on target package. Okay, so I have you have like okay, so you have LangGraph, which depends on LangGraph core. Then you have LangChain community, which depends on LangChain, which depends on LangChain core. Then you have some integrations. So I guess these integrations are like that various like modules you can use. Oh, okay, so if there are various modules, that means that I could in theory develop my own LangChain modules or my own LangChain integrations that would make MINA more extendable. Oh, sounds good. Once again, it says integrations: LangChain OpenAI, LangChain Postgres, and LangChain Anthropic. Okay, so I guess okay. Then it says when it says I don't like this song, I'm gonna skip this song. I don't like any of these songs actually because they're like non-copyrighted music, but that's what we have, so that's what we can work with. Anyways, it says when installing a package, you don't need to explicitly install the package explicit dependencies such as LangChain core. However, you may choose to if you're using a feature that only available on a certain version. Okay, so you have LangChain core. What does LangChain core has? Let me just install it, because then read it. Uh, okay, I like that the output of this environment or this pip. I I don't remember pip having such detailed like output. Okay, okay, I mean looks good. Then LangChain core. LangChain core package contains like the base abstractions that the rest of the LangChain ecosystem uses. Okay, okay, so like the core AI features. Um, Along with the LangChain expression language. Uh-oh, LangChain expression language. Does this mean that LangChain has its own DSL, its own domain specific language? Because I'm not a big fan of DSLs. Nah, okay, DSLs are okay, but there comes a point always where you need to extend it and extend it and extend it, and you always like tend to need to have like a proper programming language instead of a domain specific language. So so it becomes like a mess, like most times, which are like always. Is automatically installed by LangChain. Okay, integration packages. Okay, so which are like the modules that I was assuming. It says that certain integrations like OpenAI and Anthropic have their own packages, and integrations that require their own package will be documented as such in the integration docs. Uh, okay, you can see a list of all integration packages in the API reference under the partner libs or libraries dropdown. You also have to install this. To install one of these, you can run LangChain OpenAI. So that way, I already enabled like OpenAI features on my LangChain project. Okay, then you also have my integrations that haven't been any integrations that haven't been split out into their own packages. We live in the LangChain community package. Okay, so anything that's not a package by itself, lives on LangChain community, which I'm guessing it has a bunch of packages. But I'm going to install them because why not? Then you have LangChain experimental, which holds experimental LangChain code. You know, right now I'm building or I'm selling all these packages in like in my in my GitHub repo, but I probably shouldn't do this. I probably should uh, explore LangChain in a different. I mean, should I? We should probably yes. I should probably like explore LangChain in a different environment or in a different code base, and then yes, I'm gonna do this because uh, okay, repo. What I'm gonna do is that I'm going to create a new session, not session, but no, I'm okay. I'm gonna do it all in this repo, and then we delete any dependencies that are any extra dependencies. Then you have LangGraph, which is a library for building stateful multi-actor application with LLMs. Okay, LangServe, which helps the developer deploy and change the LangServe is automatically installed by LangChain CLI. Okay, I'm going to install everything because again, this is only a virtual environment, so I can replicate whatever I need on like my full system. Okay, so you have LangChain CLI, which is useful for working with LangChain templates and other LangServe projects. Then you have a Langsmith SDK. I'm not okay. If you want to install a package from source, you can do it by cloning the main LangChain repo. Okay, no. Okay, so that was like a tutorial, like a how-to guide. What I'm looking for is like I'm looking for a tutorial, for an introduction, like for a quick start. You're looking to get started with chat models, vector database. Okay, so I do think that using this or exploring the exploration side of things should probably be done on like another repo or not. I mean, why? What's affecting me? Why can I not just like delete files and that's it? Yes. Yep. Uh, what I wanted to do before is that I mean, there is no, I mean, there's no like way. I have no. I actually I have, for example, when you have like an npm project and a JavaScript project, you have like a package.json. But I just noticed that here in this environments thingy, I don't have like a way to track versions of dependencies. So let me ask what let me ask this GPT how does that work? So how does Python venv or virtual environments track dependencies? Okay, doesn't actually track dependencies in the way package managers like. Okay, if you are expected to track specifically, okay, using pip. Okay, so I can track dependencies this way, and then I can install things. Again, okay, this works for me. I mean, it's simple. This works. This works completely for me. So if I cut requirements, okay, okay, sounds useful. I don't know how practical is it, and I guess we will figure that out whenever we get issues. So, you know, I was going to read on these tutorials on getting started, chat models with, okay, it says here, build a simple LLM application with chat models and prompt templates. It says, in this quick start, we'll show you how to build simple LLM application with LangChain. This application will translate text from English into another language. This is relatively simple LLM application. It's just a single LLM call plus some prompting. So this is a great way to get started with LangChain. Okay, so again, the idea right now is just to explore the LangChain technology. So I'm just gonna see how it works, if I like it, and discard it if I don't like it, and jump to any of the other agentic AI solutions that we read about on last stream and this week's stream, or today's stream, not this week's. After reading this tutorial, you'll have a high level overview of using language model, prompt templates, and debugging and tracing your application with Langsmith. So these and other tutorials are perhaps most conveniently run in Jupyter notebooks. Going through guides in an interactive environment is a great way to better understand them. See here. No thanks. Okay, so it says many of the applications you build with LangChain will contain multiple steps with multiple application of LLM calls. As these applications get more and more complex, it becomes crucial to be able to inspect what exactly is going inside your chain or agent. Okay, so the best way to do it is with Langsmith. Okay, so Langsmith, again, I saw or I read before that it's for visibility, monitoring, and visualization of LangChain applications. But I don't know how much or if we need it. So, okay. The best way to do it is with, okay, after you sign up at the link above, make sure to set up your environment variables to start logging traces. After I sign up to the link above, what does this mean? I don't want to create an account just for using LangChain. Wait, let me do this. Let me not show this on stream, because why would I? Uh, okay, so this is uh no. Okay, so I don't like the idea of using LangChain, Langsmith, because again, we don't want cloud services. Okay, so it says okay, using language models. So it says first up, let's learn how to use a language model by itself. So it says LangChain supports many different language models that you can use interchangeably. For details on getting started with a specific model, refer to the supported integrations. I might need to give this a read, but maybe in the future when we're not doing some exploration. So okay, so I can select a model. Okay, so there are quite some models here. You have the Perplexity, you have XAI, which is the one used by Grok. I think you have IBM Watson from IBM, Together, Fireworks, NVIDIA, Grok, AWS, Google Vertex, Anthropic, and Azure. Guess we're gonna use LangChain first. So let's download. Okay, so we cannot. Okay, so it's asking us to. So here, okay, so here, okay, so this tutorial is basically, so this tutorial is, okay, okay, so this tutorial is assuming that I want to use like a cloud model, but I don't want to use a cloud model. I want to use a local model of my machine. But how would I do that? So we need to, how do I set up? Do I set up LangChain to use local models? Setting up LangChain to use local models is absolutely possible and very powerful if you're building agentic AI apps with full control over your stack and no external IPS. Okay, so LLMs running entirely on your machine, like Llama, Transformers, or Llama, etc. No need to call OpenAI, Anthropic. Okay, yes, launching can interface with local text generation model, local embedding model, or vector stores like Chroma and Face. Okay. It says use local Hugging Face model via Transformers. You know, I don't really understand like this whole Hugging Face like community or environment. This sounds okay. So it downloads something here. It uses this model. It shows me this code, but I need some more explanation. Okay. So let me just ask this guy. I don't understand nothing. I'm not understanding a thing of why. I mean, I understand what like the output of the AI just told me, but I don't understand like the whys and the hows. I mean the hows I do get them, but I don't understand like the whys. So how? So what? Let's just say what are the options to set up a local like a local model on my machine? Explain in detail since I've never downloaded downloaded any model. I've only used APIs and third party services to connect not to prompt and get responses. Okay, so uh, that's why I think, or that's why I said that using LLM it's like a very useful way, or the best way to for research. Because right now, although I did get like an output of what the result I was looking for, uh, or what the AI thought was like my desired result. What I really want to know is like the hows and whys of the things, so I can have like this conversation with this AI, so it can explain to me like the things, like everything. Like I don't know, I do know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I have like this thing where I usually say like I don't know, and I don't know. but I don't know. I was gonna say again. Uh, anyways, anyways, it says so. Running local models gives me full privacy, zero per token cost, no API billing. Yeah, that's the thing, because I've developed like AI applications where I need to interact with some kind of like cloud-based LLM model, usually Azure. There's always this billing feature, so they it's really interesting how they calculate this, or like that billing or that subscription, or that however they make money, they make revenue, because they bill you by like token, like a token, like it goes like a very granular level of how they bill you. It's like so, and it's an unpredictable thing usually, like how they bill you, because tokens. I mean, what are you telling me when you're telling me that you're gonna bill me by the tokens I use or the token I produce? Because it's Gen AI. Gen AI can produce an indefinite random, mostly pseudo random. No, it's not random. It's actually random number of tokens. So how can you build me on something that I can't 100% uh, like estimate or calculate? I mean, if I ask it for a simple question, it will probably answer with like a small fraction of tokens. But what if I ask it like a complex question, like what I've just asked? It will answer with some quite number of like a big number of tokens. Yeah, I mean it makes sense from a let's say enterprise business side of things, but from a more like technical side of things, like if you take into account like it's unpredictable, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Kind of. It says so no cost per token. Then it says you have full control over the stack, custom fine tuning, modification, etc. Offline capability. Okay, so yes, understand what I need. So I need a downloadable file. I need to go to a restroom right now. So I'm gonna turn off my camera so you don't see my background fully and go to a restroom very quickly. Okay, I'm back, but um, you know, I'm back, and I'm not only back, but I'm tired. I want to get some sleep. I'm gonna finish reading on this because I'm really curious about how this works. And tomorrow we'll continue with the LangChain exploration slash I don't know trial and error thing we're doing. So let's just finish here because I can't go to sleep without knowing this. So it says a model. So understand what you need. So I need a model. Usually a GGUF or a binary or Hugging Face format. What is Hugging Face? I don't know what Hugging Face is. I've seen it in in articles or here and there, maybe like an image, but I've never gotten into AI enough to use Hugging Face. Okay, so I need that. I also need a runtime, which is software that can load and run the model, like Llama CPP, Transformers, or Ollama. What? Okay, so okay, so this makes me okay. I optionally can have an interface, something like LangChain text generation, web UI, or CLI interaction. Okay, so it's you choose a local model. You use a local model runtime. So here, the most common options are LLMs, are Llama CPP, Transformers, or Ollama. I have Llama CPP, which is a C++ runtime for GGUIF models. It can run on CPU or GPU. It's great for low resource usage and embeddability. Embeddings meaning like all these vector stores and all these vectorized content, right? There's a Python wrapper for this. Okay, then you have Transformers, which is another runtime, which is a Python-based deep learning library for high-performance models. Uses PyTorch or TensorFlow as backend. Supports hundreds of models. Heavyweight but very flexible and powerful. Okay, it's heavyweight, but how heavyweight is it? Because if it's gonna take like 10 seconds to load a model and to get a response, it isn't worth it. Then you have Ollama, which is easiest to set up. Is that okay? One command downloads and runs models, cross-platform, fast setup, and LangChain compatible. LangChain compatible. Recommended for first-time users. It's Ollama. Okay. Download and run the model, so I can Ollama run Llama 2. This downloads Llama 2 model in GGUF format. It starts a local REPL. What is a REPL? Where you can chat with it. Python maybe. Shell. Read. Eval. Print. Oh. I don't know why I don't know why I didn't thought of this. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think of this. Like read, about, print. Okay, I know what is REPL. Okay, you can try other things too. I can run Mistral, Gemma, Kotlama. Okay, so okay. So I could use Python with LangChain or manually. Okay, to interact. Okay, so I could LangChain LLMs Ollama. So I could import Ollama. Okay, this looks like a very simple like interface, like API for using Ollama. What a simple way to interact with LLMs. That's why everyone uses Python. I think this is just so simple. Or without LangChain, I could call Ollama. Okay, so I see the advantages of using Llama. I mean, this whole translation of context and whatever. Yeah, I mean, writing this map versus writing a simple call to a function. Okay. Other models manually from Hugging Face. I don't know why everyone's using why is Hugging Face. Okay, so what is Hugging Face? Option A, use transformers. Install Llama transformers. Okay, install transformers on PyTorch. So transformers is like the runtime, right? So you get auto tokenizer, auto model, and pipeline. You have like a model ID. Okay, so this is more low level because You can like configure like models, tokenizers, maximum number of tokens, etc. Okay. Uh, okay, so you have OLAMA, which is beginners and fast setup. You have Llama CPP, which is for custom builds, and then Transformers is like the more like fine-grained. It gives me like the more fine-grained control over things. Okay, so I guess I understand this. I do want to know before I close stream, like what are like the formats for setting up uh, like models. So I'm gonna ask to GPT because this sounds so like unknown. This is unknown to me. Uh, Let me ask. Explain in detail the format. The formats available for models. Ex Also explain model runtimes and how they work. How they work. Okay, so okay, okay, absolutely. So we have model formats and model runtimes. So it says model formats. Model formats define how model weights, architecture, and configuration are stored on disk. Over time, different formats have emerged to optimize ease of use, speed, memory footprint, and safety. Did you hear that? My voice is cracking. That means probably I should go to sleep. But I really want to read this quickly. So there are native deep DL framework formats. You have PyTorch, which is this PT, bin, or PTH formats, like file extensions. And most models on Hugging Face are provided in PyTorch format. Files like PyTorch model.bin contain the serialized weights. I, you know, I feel like pretty ignorant because maybe it's not my niche yet. Although I think I want it to be my niche in the future. But what does it mean, like the model weights, architecture, and configuration? I might ask. I'm going to ask my GPT. Oh, it's okay. I'm going to ask just this question after I read this, and I'm gonna go to sleep. Uh, what what are model weights? I don't know much about model development. A model develop LLM or a model development. Where's Okay, yes, I was reading this. So you have okay this file. You have pros and cons. Is okay. It's easy to use it with the Hugging Face library. However, these files can be large and not typically not optimized. Okay, so these files are large and not optimized. Then you have TensorFlow, saved model or H5. Okay. Uh, Again, you have like optimized for portable formats. You have on ONNX, Open Neural Network Exchange, another format uh, which is used to model from PyTorch into unified format that can be run on different runtimes. Okay, then you have safe tensors. Then you have GGUF or bin llama formats. So formats like GGUF, a new generation file format, an older bin formats are used to lightweight C++ runtimes like Llama CPP. Okay, so these are like the run. Okay, so each LLM model or each AI has its own format usually. To convert. Okay, so it's easy to convert between formats. So it's easy to convert between formats with the tools. Okay, so I understand now what formats are, which are usually binary, I'm guessing, because it would make the most sense for them to be binary. It would be highly inefficient if everything on the format was encoded as plain text. Yeah, wouldn't make sense. Yep. So yeah, then you have model runtimes, um, which are like software frameworks or libraries that load these models files and perform inference. I don't get this. They handle tasks such as memory management, hardware acceleration, and optimization. How it works? Loads the model. Okay, so it loads the model files, PyTorch or TensorFlow formats along with configuration files. Then it uses deep learning framework like PyTorch or TensorFlow for computation. It provides a high-level API for generating text, performance classification, etc. It can leverage GPUs and offer built-in tokenization, batching, and streaming. So yeah, it's like an interpreter. Okay, so model runtimes like an interpreter, and model formats are the format of like say like would be like analogous to code. Uh, okay, so Llama CPP is written in C for efficiency. It's optimized for CPU. Okay. Okay, so imagine you've downloaded a model in PyTorch format from Hugging Face. It's typical workflow. Conversation. You want to run the CPU on CPU efficiently, so you might quantized GGUF format. Quantized. What a extremely like specific or niche word to use. Like quantized. It sounds like we're talking about cloud computing. I know cloud computing, but quantic computing. Then you have runtime selection. Uh, so I could use Hugging Face for my library runtime. I could use Llama or Olame. Okay. Okay. So then first you do like the parsing. You call the conversation between the model and into a more, let's say, efficient model or into a more optimized model. You select whatever runtime you want. Okay, then you do some inference. The runtime loads the model, waits into memory, sets up the necessary computational graph. Okay, so you have native formats, which is for operating system specific formats. You have the optimized formats. Okay, then okay, good question. Okay, when we say language model like GPT or Llama is stored in disk, we're usually talking about three major components: the model architecture, the brain structure. Think of this as the blueprint or the layout of the model. You know, I right now there's lots of information here, and I'm getting some of the information in my brain. Most of it's gonna go to the trash probably. It's gonna enter from one ear and escape from the other. I'm tired. It's plus 6 p.m., 10 p.m. I don't even have enough energy to talk. um, so, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna end up stream as a summary for today's stream. What did we do? We did some research, some learning. We started tackling with with we started like exploring LangChain. There's some extra exploration that we might need to do. Uh, Essentially because LangChain is like an AI, like an AI, like an AI framework. It's like an AI tool or technology. And although I've used AI, I've used it mostly as a user developer, not not directly as an AI developer. So, uh, yeah, interesting stuff. I'm really curious to know how all this like this whole architectural things works. Like, yeah, I'm really interested and triggered by this, but my sleep weighs even more. So, hour and a half of stream. Think I'm gonna leave it here. I hope sound effects. I mean, sound effects like like voice quality and sound quality sounded okay. Because in theory, I in theory I fixed all the issues with sound quality. So, uh, bye, ciao, adios, buenas noches, good night, ciao, adieu, ciao, 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 bye.